So welcome back to my channel. My name is Heidi. If you are new here, we talk a lot about insomnia and sleepless nights and how to get a good night's sleep and how to cope days that you don't get a good night's sleep. And the reason for that is because I've been through a lot, I've experienced a lot, I've researched a lot, but at the moment I am 21 weeks pregnant. So exciting. And today I wanted to create a little bit of a different video, and that is because I see a lot of videos about must-haves, just a lot of videos about what you need during pregnancy. And I've noticed my list is very different. I am somebody who struggles with chronic insomnia, and my pregnancy symptoms have been off the wazoo. I've had severe morning sickness. I talk more about that in another video. I'll link that down below. So I wanted to come at you with a list of just things that have been essential, that have been very helpful, but I also want to say they're not must-haves. I feel like there is no must-haves. The only must-haves I needed during this pregnancy is a whole lot of Jesus and a good support system. Those are the only necessities. I feel like the world, especially our culture in America, tries to tell you that you you need this, you need that. In order to have this good life, you absolutely must have this. Anything I'm about to tell you, you do not need. As I said, it was helpful having it, or it was helpful once I eventually had it in my hands. You can take this information and you can do what you want with it. You can determine if, yeah, that might be something nice for you to have on hand too, especially if you're thinking about becoming pregnant. You know, there's a possibility that your pregnancy might not be the most smooth. Also, I am somebody who I try to get the best quality item for the lowest price possible. So hopefully I'm coming at you with items that do not cost much but are really helpful and give you tips and tricks on where and how to get them for the lowest price possible, so you're not going out and breaking your bank. And my pregnancy is not going to look like yours, and yours is not going to look like everyone else's. So again, use this information to determine if it's something you think would be good for you or not. Without further ado, let's get into it. This may or may not be an obvious one. Even somebody who has insomnia, I never heard of Unisom. I do talk about this in another video, but basically it's a sleep aid and has ingredient in it that helps with nausea. And this for a hot minute was a lifesaver. I talk about in another video how I basically went a little bit without being able to eat or drink anything. And once I finally got a hold of the doctors, they said, go out and buy this. And along with vitamin B6, and it's over the counter. Take it and see if that helps. And it didn't like make me feel 100%. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I've been 100% since this pregnancy has started, but I could start eating like 5-6 hours after I took those 2 items. Now, I do recommend having your doctor recommend it, because they've talked about the journey you've been on, how like what would work for your body. They talked about like, you know, just like what medications you're on or been on, their medical history. They've talked with you through all of that, so it's just best if they recommend it. But once they do, I definitely would have these on hand. I used this for 2 months after that, and I knew I was going to build up a tolerance for it. There's an ingredient in here I already studied and like determined should I use it for my insomnia. And I knew it was an ingredient that you can build up a tolerance to it, and it will stop working after a period of time. And it did, but it really helped me through those 2 months. I took it every night along with a prescribed medication they eventually gave to me that helps me get through the first trimester. Now I'm on Zofran, and that's been the best so far, except for like major constipation. It's made me feel most like a human. Okay, anyways, next thing is anything with ginger in it. This is a tea that I will bring to work or I'll take before bed. I'm not gonna lie, ginger or like any of the other natural ingredients they recommend to you, I feel like it just wasn't doing the trick for me with my nausea, but it was relieving it a little bit, especially when I was at work and I was feeling fine moments ago, and then all of a sudden now I don't feel fine. I feel a little bit off. Just having like tea with ginger in it was very comforting. And also you can make different foods with ginger in it. Just having something with ginger on hand can be very comforting and helpful, and it might relieve most of your nausea. It just didn't for me. So the next item is a nice pillow that supports your head, neck, shoulders, all that. And the reason for that is because I was in bed for a very long time, for like most of the day, for the first couple months of my pregnancy, and that was super rough. That was honestly the best I could do. Somebody explained it to me. Being pregnant is running up the side of a mountain or climbing a mountain. And I'm like, okay, cool, I believe you. I just didn't think that analogy was related to when you're in bed doing absolutely nothing. Like, in bed doing absolutely nothing is equivalent to climbing up the side of a mountain. If I didn't use my pillow, my specific pillow, I'm not gonna lie, it's back there, but I don't know what pillow it is. I tried to figure it out beforehand. I got it like 2-3 years ago. And quite honestly, like, I do recommend it because it is very supportive, but I would just prefer something softer. But yeah, after 2-3 years, it's still in great condition. It's just very, very firm. If I can figure out what it is, I'll link it down below. I do like it, and if I didn't use it, I just felt my shoulders, my neck, my arms, just everything hurting. And then once I switched back to that pillow, everything felt more aligned and more in place, and it just felt a lot better. Let that transition to the next thing, and that is just things that, as you're in bed, things that make you comfy and bring you some type of joy, so you don't feel like you're in a miserable dark room. Whether that's like a room spray or mist, comfy pillows, a nice blanket that makes you happy, a stuffed teddy bear, an essential oil diffuser, whatever it is that makes you comfortable and happy. So therefore, again, you're not in a room just for hours on end. And yeah, I also recommend having comfy things on the couch, because I noticed myself building up like a hatred towards my bed because I was in it for so long. And when I'm in it for so long, I'm tossing and turning and can't get comfortable. And so therefore, I tried as best as I can to go to the couch. I mean, obviously the goal is to get up and do stuff, but if I absolutely couldn't do that, I'd try to get to the couch at least. So have like have that spot where you can get up and still be comfortable and relaxed. So put a like nice blanket, a nice pillow, or just things that make you happy next to it. So therefore you have it ready to go and you don't have to go searching through the house finding. Now, using that to transition into the next thing, and that would be Audible. There were certain times during the pregnancy where I got into a weird spot where I couldn't get up because I was so nauseous and sick and fatigued and tired. But also, I wouldn't be able to fall asleep because either I was already asleep for so long and now my brain needed to be awake, and my brain needed some type of stimulation, but not enough stimulation to scroll on my phone or watch something, because that would make me more nauseous. But I needed something. So something like audio or a podcast or listening to a YouTube video was what I needed. I'm going through the Bridgerton books right now, and that personally was perfect. Might be an unpopular opinion. I love those books, but they're not so thought-provoking. They're like, it's nice, it's enjoyable, it's good to listen to, but it's not like so intense and so keeping you on the edge of your seat. It's really good. So it was really great listening to it, but it was like just the amount of stimulation my brain needed for those moments where, again, watching something or scrolling on my phone just made me way too nauseous and I couldn't handle it. I hope that makes sense. Love the Bridgerton shows though. I just need the third season to come out like right now. While we're still talking about like being in bed, I found that having mints next to me was a really good idea. I had a lot of mucus buildup, and I know that probably sounds really disgusting. I'm sorry. But you know, if you're dealing with this, then you probably just like, I need somebody to talk about this. And if I couldn't eat or drink anything, I would throw up the mucus that I was constantly swallowing. Wow. So having mints to kind of like, I don't know if the mints are actually doing this, but it feels like the minty flavors like sucking up the mucus. Also, like I have like a ton of just, how's it spilling out everywhere? Just a ton of like different chewables or gummies that have like all the natural ingredients that supposedly help your nausea. You can find those at like any grocery store. I want to say were from Walmart, but I'm not 100% sure. My husband got them for me because he's a gem. Just having something, especially after throwing up, maybe didn't have enough energy to brush my teeth, or honestly, sometimes even brushing your teeth made your nausea worse. No, not the nausea, but like made you want to throw up more. We're being really honest and open today. Just having a nice mint or whatever to suck on was really nice after, you know, those moments. Okay, let's talk about something else. Let's get into hygiene. If you know me, or if you're like me, you are somebody who is very hygienic. You love your showers. You definitely take a shower every day. Probably wash your face every day. You make sure, you know, you're clean. You take very good care of your body. You take very good care of yourself. Developed those habits since I was 10. I remember even just putting on lotion at 10 years old. I decided for some reason that I was going to put lotion on every time I got out of the shower. And now I'm 28. And I very much have been doing that since I was 10. But for some reason, being pregnant has really like had me take away those habits or made those habits fall to the wayside. Don't get me wrong, I'm still like taking a shower at least probably every other day, but definitely skipped days of washing my face, going through the steps I normally go through, like putting on serum after I get out of the shower, and then putting on lotion. Definitely fell to the wayside, and I wasn't doing it as much as I usually do. Want energy, didn't have it, being super nauseous, and for some reason, this didn't last more than a month, but I was getting super nauseous being in the shower or the bathtub. I don't know what it was. I tried so many different like temperatures. I usually like my temperature pretty hot. So I'm like, okay, let me try it, you know, a little colder. Let's even try cold water or even lukewarm. And I was just so nauseous and fatigue, and it just was awful. So basically my showers when I got in were super quick. So I did everything I could to just simplify my routine and make it quick. I washed my hair every 5 days, but I got to like day 7 and 8 and my husband had to help me wash my hair. Again, he's such a gem. These next products I'm about to get into were just things that I found helpful and needed. And the first thing was just to have nice liquid soaps on hand that are nice. They have nice ingredients in them. They make me feel good and happy. Yeah, just to have those on hand, because normally I have like a bar of soap, but you know, that takes a little bit longer to lather up. So just being able to have liquid soap and just go for it just made the shower a lot quicker and a lot better. I got this $6 at TJ Maxx, Marshall's, one of those places. Next thing, just again, making things simple, trying to prolong having to take a full shower, a full clean, absolutely everything shower, and that is dry shampoo. You might have saw that one coming. This one's my favorite. It's not your mother's Clean Freak Refreshing Dry Shampoo. This one doesn't leave any residue, so I could rub it in but not have to rub it so much in. The next thing is a good cleanser. So my skin is weird. Ever since, I want to say like 10 or 11, I started to break out really badly, and later realized that I have combination skin where it's like in between oily and dry. I used a lot of cleansers like this or I've learned to find cleansers like this where it doesn't overly strip your face, but it cleans it and it has good ingredients in it that add moisture to your face, and that's very much this one. My face the past 2 or 3 years has become more dry, and I'm aware that I'm getting older, so that very much might be why. So I started using a lot of cream cleansers. I really like this one, the Specifica Vegan Creamy Gel Cleanser. How I use that, however, because the cream cleansers don't foam up, they don't produce suds, I really get in there, really scrub for a very long time to make sure I still get my face cleaned. It just adds a bunch of moisture to my face as I'm doing it, which is super nice. However, when I became pregnant, I felt my skin go back to combination where it was oily and dry. So kind of like, I'm guessing the hormones, something in there happened. Tell me in the comments below if you've been through the same thing, if your skin has changed, because I was not prepared for that one. And this is a product that I wish I had, and I didn't. And once I eventually got it, I was so happy I did. And the reason for that is because, again, I could just feel the oil dripping down my face. Normally I have some type of backup, but to like a cleanser that really gets in there and cleans my face, but I didn't. And I'm just like, I wanted this one specifically. I love Wow Science. I've tried, I think, pretty much all their cleansers at this point, but I really wanted the bristle. And when I do use this, I don't use it every day because I don't want to over exfoliate, but I really just wanted to like be able to sit in the tub and just scrub my face away because I could just feel it getting greasy and oily, and it's really soothing. When I can take a bath or a shower, I might still be tired, but my body's like, okay, it's not making you that nauseous right now, so I could actually enjoy a little more, and I can actually like or just even when I couldn't take a long shower, I could use this and just sit in the bathroom and scrub my face away. And once I got this, my face felt so much better. I was dealing with a little bit of a breakout, and I'm like, oh no, I haven't dealt with breakouts in a very long time. Used to, really badly. Maybe that's a video for another day, because that'd be cool. Once I got a hold of this, it cleared up and everything got so much better. This is the one with chickpea flour, turmeric, saffron, and almond extracts and rose water. So again, just ingredients in it that really just add a bunch of goodness to your skin. I usually get this from their website on Black Friday because they usually have pretty great deals going on when Black Friday happens. But I got it on Amazon, and I think it was somewhere between $9 and $12. So not that much. I will link it down below if you're interested. But again, their website, sometimes they have really nice sales going on, so maybe keep your eye out for that if you're interested. Something I found really helpful is to have a good facial mist or toner, one that you can specifically spray on your face. And the reason for that is because if you don't have time to make sure your hands are clean and to get serum and lotion on your face, the best thing for me would be to like quickly spray and then quickly get to bed. And therefore I knew that some type of moisture was getting on my face. Obviously I tried my hardest to get, serum and oils and lotion on my face, but if I couldn't, at least I knew I got something and my skin wasn't drying up in bed. And I felt such a craving, and I want to feel such a craving to get lotion on or whatever. Basically, I really just need to simplify my hygiene routine. Okay, kind of getting out of hygiene, but more into cleanliness and being sanitary, the house being sanitary. I need to know that things are clean, like the house, our apartment. I pretty much wipe down our sinks like pretty much every day. Definitely wiping down the surfaces multiple times a day. I'm somebody who goes through and sanitizes the doorknobs. My husband could tell you that my bonus daughter, his daughter, it makes me sad when she gets sick. So I have this thing like, if anybody's gonna get sick, it's not under my watch. So I work hard to try to provide a clean environment for her. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna get worse when this baby comes along. But that's okay. Going off of this concept of simplifying things so that I could better rest and when I did have energy, be able to focus on what I needed to focus on, so not having to spend so much time cleaning things when I did have energy to really simplify things. Here are a few items that were really handy for me to have on hand. Yes, that's great. So I know these aren't the best things to use. I know it's better to just use a rag and some disinfectant spray, but yeah, it's just getting a clean rag, and getting the spray and getting the rag wet and then taking time to clean a surface or whatever it is I'm doing, and then giving myself more laundry. This is just 1,000 times better. Again, I could wipe something down. Usually it's the sink and the doorknobs, or some surfaces I'd use this on. Obviously I don't use this on the counter sink or our kitchen table, but like even toilets, especially like throwing up in the toilet, I didn't have time to deep clean it. Just being able to take this and quickly go over it real quick. They're amazing. I try my best not to use them, especially when I am good and I do have energy, but they're amazing. And I keep this in the car as well because this is the time that it's very much needed, so I don't feel guilty using these. Okay, next thing is a disinfectant spray. I think you're getting where I'm going with this at this point. Yeah, that's pretty much it on the cleaning supplies, because what time do I have to clean? If I couldn't clean it, I got my husband to do it. Okay, next thing is gummy prenatals. Got these at Walmart. And the reason for that is because it's really hard to take prenatals. At least it was hard for me to take prenatals on my worst days I was super nauseous. I mean, it was even hard taking this, but this is a lot better than I had the Pink Stork. Like, I was using the Pink Stork prenatals for a little bit, and that was nice. I really noticed good good results from that. Big pill, and I don't have problems swallowing pills, but I do when I'm nauseous, so it's just really nice to have like something in gummy form on hand on days that I couldn't take, when I just really couldn't swallow. Next thing is serving size snacks or sodas or drinks or whatever. And the reason for that is because my body is very fickle right now. What I want and what I crave is just all over the place, and nothing's consistent, and I don't like it, but it's very just, again, all over the place. One minute I really, really need a certain type of food, usually like it's a snack, because like I can't eat a lot of stuff right now, but like something about chips or crackers just really help. But as I said, I could want it one moment, next moment, like really just despise it and dislike it. So to save on food and to better not waste things, it's better when I buy serving size snackies. I know soda water, and I'm gonna get into soda water for a second, has been something I've very much been craving and been needing, and my husband got me a bunch of San Pellegrino, and he got me like the serving size bottles. I think it was like 16 ounces. One moment I'm drinking them up, and the next moment don't touch them for like a month. But when I do, I finished all the bottles up, so they did not go to waste. There's a couple things where I got into a bad habit of opening them and then not touching it for a month. And by the time I got back to it and finally craved it again, it was stale and bad or expired, or yeah, just wasn't good anymore. Now, obviously things that my husband or my daughter eat, then, you know, I'll go ahead and purchase like the whole thing, but stuff that they may or may not touch, I just get in the serving size or serving size. Am I saying serving size or singles? Single serve. Wow. What did I say? Can I blame that on pregnancy brain? You get what I'm saying, right? Individually packaged snacks and food items are the way to go. Okay, transitioning into soda water though. Basically, I really love these. Yeah, they're called Bossa Nova. Really like them because soda water, it doesn't do the trick for me where like I wanted, because my body just during this pregnancy really wants soda because it just makes the nausea and whatever's going on in my digestive system so much better and feels so much better and feels good. But I don't want to be drinking all the bad sodas out there for you. But again, soda water just doesn't do the trick. It's a little too bland. This has 5% juice in it, so it's like 1 gram of sugar. And then sometimes I'll purchase the Izzy drinks. That has no added sugar, but it has all the sugar from the fruits they use, so it does have sugar in it. So if I really just need something more, I'll drink one of those, but I definitely don't drink more than 1 a day. But those are really good too. So yeah, if you're like me where, you know, you're just not a big fan of soda water, but you need soda, maybe give that a try. Going back to cleaning items, so we do have a robot vacuum. My husband got it for me as a Christmas gift one year, and he got it on a nice sale, Black Friday sale, and having that has been super nice. Again, you don't need it, but if you have items like that just kind of clean for you, those are super nice. I'm gonna end it with this last thing, and that's pretty much a to-do list or a planner or both. This is my Chase the Lion weekly planner. I love this one. And the reason for that is because we all know life continues. Even though if you're like me and you suffer with really bad pregnancy symptoms and severe nausea, life still continues and there's still stuff that needs to get done. And it's easy to beat ourselves up for what is not getting done. And for me, it was hard to look at the past month and be like, wow, I achieved nothing and kind of just beat myself up for that. Even though everyone else around me is over here like, you're growing a human, you're doing a lot. To me, I'm like, that's not good enough. So something I've learned to do is instead of writing out what I need to do, I'll still do that, especially for things that have like a time limit to it or have a deadline. But I started to write down basically what I did get done that day. Basically, just write down a list of like what did happen that day. What did I get done? And that some days I was very like simple. I wiped down a surface. I spent quality time with my daughter. I paid a certain bill. I got in a habit of writing down things that did get accomplished, so therefore I could see what I was doing instead of focusing on what was not getting done. And that made me feel a lot better because we're hard workers. You know, you're pregnant, you're a hard worker. You're not lazy. Don't let anybody don't let yourself convince you otherwise. You are doing a lot. Even if you're just laying there in bed, it feels like you're doing nothing, you are doing a lot. And I wish that I wasn't so hard on myself and I could see that a little bit more, especially the first trimester. But you are awesome, and you just got to be able to see the little things. This is a good time to be able to pay more attention to detail and see the little things that you are accomplishing. This might just be a season of simplifying your life. It might be a season of just making your priorities more straight. For me, when I do have energy, I try to give it all to God, my husband, and my daughter, because that's what is most important to me. But don't think you're a good for nothing soul right now, because you're creating another soul, and God loves you, and He designed you for this season, and He created you for this, and He's going to give you what you need to get through this season. I love you. God loves you. And yeah, we're gonna get through this together. I hope you have a very wonderful day, and I pray that this helps you some type of way. I'll see you next time.